Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with the Vegan Zombie. I found my way back to the old kitchen and I gotta say, I'm excited to show you guys the new recipe I have for you. Apparently, Starbucks has a zombie Frappuccino. And a lot of you guys have been requesting me to veganize it. What would it be called? A vegan zombie? That sounds like a pretty cool name to me. So today, I have for you the vegan zombie Frappuccino.
Cooking with the vegan zombie.
From what I've gathered, it's a green sour apple slushy-like drink topped with some red caramel for the zombie blood. And on top of that, we have a pinkish red whipped cream. And I have the perfect recipe for you to recreate this, veganized. The first thing we're going to do is make our caramel sauce. I have some already made here. It's nice and cooled off. But let me go over to the stove and show you guys how I did it. I have a 1.5 quart pot. I'm going to put it on a medium heat. 1 cup of sugar, vegan of course. Put that right in there like that. We need to make this caramel red. Now how are we going to do that? Right here I have some organic beetroot powder. I also found this at my local health food store, Green Planet in Cicero, New York, which by the way is still open during the zombie apocalypse. If you can't find beetroot powder, you can always juice a beet and use that instead. I have here a 1/4 cup of water and I'm just gonna mix this in. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of the beetroot powder in the water so we get a nice red, and we're gonna stir that up. It's better to do that at the beginning than the end. So now you have a nice blood red beet colored water. And we're just going to pour that right there. And then I'm going to juice half of a lemon, and that's going to help it not stick to the sides of the pan. Just give it an initial stir, and then we're going to leave it alone. We're not going to stir it. We're just going to let it heat up. You're just going to be careful that it doesn't overflow. Just kind of do what I'm doing. It's mesmerizing. All right, after about 5 minutes or so, it's going to be a little thicker, about like that. It's going to stick to the spoon a little bit. We're going to take it right off the heat. And we are going to put 1/4 cup of vegan heavy cream in here and then stir that in. So now we have like a nice dark red colored caramel sauce. It's gonna thicken up now. We're gonna let that sit. If you're wondering where to get vegan heavy cream, Edward & Son sells some in a little can like this. And there's a brand over in Europe, Provamel, which works really well too. Now if you can't find either of those, you can check out an older video of ours where we make Harry Potter's vegan Butterbeer, and we make a caramel recipe in that one, so check that out. I'm just going to transfer this to a glass dish. Granny Smith apples. Now these are a tart apple. It's going to serve as our base. So all we're going to do here is take your sharp knife and you're just going to take the core out. Now if you have an apple core, use that, fine. If you want to take the skin off, that's fine too, but for a lot of us that are also in the zombie apocalypse, you don't really have time to take that skin off. You can just put it right in. We're going to use, obviously, my high-speed blender. I got my blend tech right here, but we're going to use 4 Granny Smith apples, and this is to recreate their large drink. I'm sorry, I don't know the Starbucks terminology. I don't know if that's a tall or a venti or I don't know. Already we're starting out with a lot healthier version than the Starbucks, and what we need to do to these apples is we need to make it a liquid, we need to make it sour, and we need to make it green. So that's why I have some spirulina, which is an algae. What you could do if you don't have this is you could juice some kale, or even put a little bit of kale in it. Kale will also turn it green, but we're gonna use 2 teaspoons worth of spirulina, 1 cup of your favorite vegan milk. I'm using flax milk. And then we're going to put about a tablespoon of citric acid in here. Citric acid is going to make it tart and sour. You should be able to find citric acid at like a health food store or something. If you can't find it, you can always use the juice of 1 lemon. 2 handfuls of ice in there. And now we are going to blend. Nice and sour, delicious. That's what we're looking for. Now we have the green sour apple base the red caramel topping. All we need now is the whipped cream. We do already have a recipe for vegan whipped cream. It's in that Butterbeer recipe that I mentioned earlier, but we're gonna do one more thing to it. We're gonna color it with that beetroot powder. I have the organic coconut milk, the classic. This has been refrigerated for about a day. You can see it's all solid up there. You wanna get the regular, not the light. You want all that coconut to thicken up and harden at the top, and it won't do it if you buy the light. So we're just gonna dig right into here. I'm also using the smaller twister jar for my blender. It's a lot easier when I'm making whipped creams or cheeses or sauces or anything like that. You're just gonna want that thick part in there. And then you're gonna be left with the coconut watery part. Just set that aside. Now we're just gonna put a little bit of this beetroot powder in here because we don't want it straight up red, we want it more pinkish. So we're gonna put about 1 teaspoon of the beetroot powder. Just a little bit to color it. You're also gonna put about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, vegan powdered sugar. And 1 tablespoon of your favorite vegan milk. Again, I'm using the vanilla flax milk. And now we're just gonna blend this up. Perfect. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Assemble the zombie. I ventured out in the apocalypse and I found an abandoned Starbucks, and I grabbed this cup right here. So we're gonna make this authentic. We're gonna take a little bit of this caramel and drizzle it on the bottom, just like that. And then we're gonna take the green sour apple, just like that. It came out a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. We are just gonna drizzle this all over the top. And it's still a little warm, so it's going to melt down the sides. Now we want some of that whipped cream right on top. There you go. Got a compostable straw. Bam. And there, my friends, is the vegan zombie Frappuccino. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give me that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell so you get my notifications. Stay safe, watch out for zombies. I'll see you guys in the next video.